Listen, guys. Obviously, I game on Xbox, PC, PlayStation, because gaming is for me. I love gaming, and gaming is for everyone. It's one of the greatest hobbies in the world. It actually is the best hobby in the world, right? Anyone should be able to pick up a stick. Anyone can be able to hop on a PC and play video games because it is what we do. Now, also, not only is video games for everyone, great audio and headsets is for everyone, right? You've seen some of the brands, all the things that's out here, and yeah, you can go out and just spend money and not know why this brand is important, why this headset is good, or you can do a little bit of research, right? So today, I really want to let you guys to know about the Aviga headset from Avid. You guys know me. You guys know how I do. I don't sit here and talk about products. I don't sit here and talk about, hey, you should go out and check this out. You should go out and buy this. It's never been my thing. It never will be my thing. I'm always raw and to the point with you guys for a reason, because I would hope you would respect my honesty. But I promise you guys, one thing you will not be with this headset is disappointed for a multitude of reasons. One, great audio, great sound, great microphone, with an amazing price point that you cannot beat in this market. You're going to ask yourself, man, but what does this headset have that the other ones have? It has the exact same thing as the others. The exact same thing, but the biggest selling point is it is for an amazing price and it allows the person, listen, look, I use earbuds, okay? And I'm gonna keep it going. When I'm not using earbuds, I go over here. I got some. Look, it's the thing, right? I never thought or respected how much or how important a good quality headset is, right? I always figured I can just put some earbuds in, throw on some beat up headphones, and just go about my business, right? When I experienced the Aviga headset at DreamHack 2024, it was an absolute game changer for me. From everything about the people that I met, you guys are going to be here in a little bit, and the headset itself was absolutely amazing. And moving forward, I tell myself I have to wear my Aviga headset. I've had this headset on now on my head consistently for 3 weeks in a row. It's been through the test. From me dropping it, allowing my kids to use it, it's still up. It's still quality. It's still comfortable. The sound's still really great, and I hear everything amazing on my end. And listen, the price point you can be. We're coming in under $100. We're coming in under 90, under 80, under 70, $60 for an amazing quality headset. Listen, I've pushed it out there, but now I'm gonna do some introductions. First up, my brother from another mother, my BFF. I give him a hug, although he'll push me away. I still love him to death. Baron J67, what's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Once again, Baron J67, Communication Director here. And going off of what Fame said, we don't push products. Like that's not historically what we've done. But when I coming back from DreamHack and seeing just how excited Fame was about these headsets, and I immediately was like, well, yeah, we got to get hands on. We gotta yeah, we got to try out the Avigas. We have to be there because he just spoke so highly about the brand and the people behind the brand. And I'm just glad that we're here today to talk more about it and to showcase it more to you guys so you guys can hear it from not just us, but you can hear from the people behind Avid.
Speaking of people behind the brand, right? We were fortunate enough and lucky enough to have Mike Logan with us. We can't call him Old Man Logan because that name is apparently taken, but Mike Logan is the Chief Commercial Officer at Avid Products. First off, Mike, welcome. We appreciate you taking time out to come out and rock with us. If you could, introduce yourself and who you are, what you do at Avid.
Sure. Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I was bummed that old man Logan was already taken. And I'm sure my kids would have loved that, but I'll just go by Mike then. So we'll keep it simple. But no, I'm the chief commercial officer for Avid Products. We are a 70-year-old audio company. And I handle, as the chief commercial officer, I'm in charge of all the sales, the marketing, and the customer experience. All three of which we take really serious, especially that customer experience portion. So, but Avid itself, I can kind of tell you a little bit about Avid as a company. I mentioned we're a 70-year-old audio company. I think that really is something I want people to hear because there's a lot of companies out there that in the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years have decided, hey, I can make a headset, and they come to market with something. They buy some off the rack, manufactured solution, and they slap their name on it and they start selling it. and it's just not who we are. We make headsets. That's all we make is headsets, and that's exciting. So we started 70 years ago. We were the first headset available in commercial airlines. So a lot of people that have never heard of Avid have used us. They've used our products. So if you were given a headset for decades on an airline, then that was an Avid headset. We still service the airline industry today. We work with several major carriers, and we have the contract. So if you're buying a headset on the airplane, there's a good chance that it's one of our single-use Avid earbuds or Avid headsets. Additionally, we work with hotels and hospitality. I'll call out specifically if you ever go into a Marriott fitness center and you see those little headsets that they give you to work out with. They're the JS75. It's one of our products, and a lot of people have used those before and never knew that they were using an Avid product. Additionally, we about 20 years after we started, we got into the healthcare market. And music as a medicine is a huge market right now. It's an up and coming science. It's being studied. It's actually being proven, and just recently has even been approved as insurance reimbursable. So that's exciting because it's the research has shown things around music as, for example, if you listen to music before surgery, it can have a more relaxing effect than a Valium. So the power of audio can create visceral physical impacts on people. And you know this, right? That's why they play Crazy Train at every stadium before a football game. You
Yeah.
know, it's everybody's got that song that you play. You know what I mean? And so when Jake Paul fights Mike Tyson here in a couple months, we know Mike Tyson's going to come out to something hard hitting, and it's going to get everybody's adrenaline fired up. Music can get you fired up and jacked up with adrenaline, but it can also calm you down. And when you're calm, you heal better. You're in a better place. It can get you more creative. There's been studies around music and learning, which is another market that we're deeply entrenched in, that shows that if you listen to certain tones and certain music while you're studying certain subjects like a foreign language or math, your retention of that subject goes up because your brain's neural pathways are opened up to a higher retention level. So music is a huge part of our industry and our culture, and what we're doing is finding ways to make music good for people. The reason airlines give you the headsets is because it calms you down. It keeps you calmer. It kind of lets you drift into another world while you're on a long, boring flight. The reason we're in healthcare is because when you're sitting there doing dialysis for long periods of time, you can listen to music. It soothes you. It keeps you relaxed, and it kind of drifts you to another world. You look at education, audio can have a huge impact in the testing side of it. We're seeing now state tests are being given with a headset, and it has to be a high quality headset. We have kids that are being graded with AI platforms that are just taking off all over the place right now. Well, if you give AI garbage, it doesn't know what to do with it. So you have to have a quality headset when you're in education. So audio is all around us. It's in every aspect of our life. It's in work, it's in play, it's in learning, it's in lifestyle like airlines or working out. It's everywhere. And so Avid, as a 70-year-old audio company, really just wants to find the good in audio and bring that to people in a positive, meaningful, purposeful way. And so, yeah, I know that's probably more than you were asking for when you said, "Hey, just introduce yourself." But it's exciting. It's exciting being part of a company that's so purposeful and so intentional, and to be honest with you, so effective at what we do.
So
And no, and that's actually the beauty of it is having a company that embedded in audio. Not everything, but audio. Now taking steps towards gaming. So can you talk to us a bit about the pivot towards going into gaming and audio?
Sure. So what happened with that is we had a broadcast series headset. So it was a headset intended for YouTubers and content creators that, was a good quality set for the ears, but really focused on the microphone itself and that voice pickup. And it's actually the same microphone that we're using here today from that original frame. But what happened is some gamers picked it up and they said, wow, we can actually hear each other better with this headset than we can with our gaming headsets. And so we started doing some research, and from what we found with the sound frequencies and everything that we discovered, we said, wait a minute, there's a huge problem in the gaming industry right now. And I like that title, Old Man Logan, and those people who are on there that have that same credentials that I do know that when we were younger and we got in a car, first thing we did was we boosted the bass, we boosted the treble, because there were two knobs on that stereo, and we boosted the bass, we boosted. If there was a third one, it was called mid, and you turn that down. That's what you just do. That's how you set it. And anyone that set up an EQ in their church did what? They made a smiley face on it. And so it's lower those mid levels and raise the bass, because we love hearing it. When we're gamers, it's no different, right? We want to hear the explosions. We want to hear the gunshots. We want to hear the thud. We want to feel it, when we're playing. And so these gaming headsets, what they do is they boost the bass because that's exactly what you want. Now, in a car, that's perfectly fine because what did you do? You had to put an amplifier back there, had to put a subwoofer with an amp because you didn't have enough power coming back. But when you're dealing with a gaming headset, you only have so much power coming through that cable. It doesn't change. So if you're going to boost the bass frequencies, you have to find that power somewhere. The low level, without going crazy on a geek out with a full audio lesson, it takes more power to produce a bass frequency because it's a bigger wave. So you have to steal that power to create it from somewhere. And what they're doing is they're robbing the next frequency band down, which makes sense. It's exactly what you should do because it's the one with the most power to spare. The problem is that there are voices, specifically higher end voices. We see female voices, adolescent voices, some men's voices creep down into that range so that if there's two men gaming with these deeper voices, like the three of us on this call, we sound fine. But then a female or an adolescent joins the call, we can still hear them. I'm not saying we can't hear them, but we'll talk right over top of them and we won't hear them as much. So if two people are calling plays, I'll hear Fame, I won't hear the female voice on that call. And so that becomes a real challenge. So then you take that into the world of esports and competition, and you take it beyond a video game where it's just about sound effects, and you say, well, wait a minute, whose voice really matters? And the answer should be everybody's. Everybody's voice should matter equally on every call, not just the person who has the deepest voice. And so that's really where we found a niche and said, wait a minute, we need to find something that we can create that fixes this problem. And that's why we didn't just come into the esports space saying, hey, we want to make an esports headset because it's one of the fastest growing industries and we want to make money like everybody else. We came in a very, very niche market with a very, very purposeful headset that said we're going to focus on providing an equitable voice to every gamer, flat out. So that's really how we got into the esports space.
You know what I love. One of the things I love the most about Avid, the headset, and you, Mike, is that you are a gamer. A lot of people give credit like Phil Spencer. He's over Xbox. People like him because not only is he over Xbox, he's making decisions. He's a gamer, right? And you being a gamer, you kind of have those ins and outs of what gamers want and what we expect and what we really want out of anything that we buy, whether it's a controller, whether it's a headset. And I love that mentality. You guys have that. And I think one of the most important things I think with this headset, well, before I say that, one of the things I love the most things, right, I think it's really cool is this being able because you don't know how many times like if I'm talking to Baron or my kids, I'm like, right? Because before this, I gotta press a button. Oh, I didn't press the right button. Right now, it's
Hmm.
and I think there's something like this will go over some people's head, but for some people, this gonna be really important. So this even these features like this, how comfortable the cushions are. I wear this headset. I've used it for the last 2.5, 3 weeks consistently, Mike. Right, and you can truly tell you when you guys created this headset, you knew what was important to gamers, and I think that's why I love the company so much because it's not just a company just making something, right? You guys have a purposeful meaning in everything that you guys are doing, and you guys know what you're doing, and one of the key things back to what I was originally going to jump into, right, is I talked about it a little bit at the beginning. Is this headset has the same components as the headsets that other people would be go out and spend $200-300 on, right? And so the quality is still here. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you guys are able to do that? Because we'll dive more into the price point, but you guys are able to give the gamer a quality freaking headset, just as much as any other brand, but you guys are able to do it at a much better price point.
Yeah, so it is interesting because when you look at the components of a headset and you go read the specs, you'll find things on some of the high-end brands out there. You'll see a 50 millimeter neodymium magnet, and that's a huge part of any headset and the sound quality that you're going to get. A lot of people don't know this, but you can go buy a headset, even expensive headsets, and you'll look and they'll have a ferrite magnet. And not again, we're going to geek out a little bit here on this call, and because it's just fun to do it. But for the education side, people might want to know a ferrite magnet is really ceramic material ground up and put in with magnetic material, and it's a human-made magnet. It's a man-made magnet that's compressed. A neodymium magnet is a natural magnet. It's formed by the earth, and so when you have a neodymium magnet, it's just a higher quality magnet. It's natural, 100% natural. So your sound quality is always going to be better. The size of the magnet is going to dictate how much really bass sound you get, what kind of sound quality you get. That 50 millimeter is one of the highest used on the market. So you're going to see that same magnet driver used in all these other headsets. And they might use a more sensitive material. They might do something where maybe you hear a little bit more of an efficiency. But what we do is we use really high quality materials. We build them into the ear cups. We put it into an extremely comfortable frame. The comfort of the frame and the ear cups was one of our top things that we focused on when we designed this product, which I appreciate you saying that you're recognizing that. And I would even go as far as to say, if I take a quick tangent, that if you were wearing glasses and or earrings, you would have a similar experience to the comfort level.
Yes.
Because we tested it heavily against glasses, earrings, or just a bare ear. So, but basically what we've done is we haven't overpriced people. Where you won't see us is on every shelf of every major retail store because they charge a fortune to be there. What we do is we keep our marketing costs very low. We rely on word of mouth, and we build an amazing headset with amazing components. And the way I like to phrase it is it a Lamborghini? Like these $300 headsets? It's not, but it's the engine in a sedan that shouldn't be in a sedan. And so the other thing that was really important to us when we built this headset, because it's a big problem in the gaming industry. One problem was that people weren't being heard equitably. The other problem in the gaming industry, outside of just pure audio, is that there's a huge inequity in the demographics that are in the gaming industry on a competitive level. And
Yes.
so when you start looking at the economic barriers of entry into the gaming space to be a competitive gamer, you could be looking at a $3,000 to $5,000 computer. You could be looking at a couple $1,000s worth of monitors. You could be looking at a $300 headset. And so all of a sudden, if you're not coming out of an affluent area or an affluent family that can afford to actually get you kickstarted, then you're not going to be a competitive gamer. You're not going to be on the main stage. So what we saw is an opportunity to say, wait a minute, can we give a near perfect experience to those same gamers, but do so for a price of $60? And the answer is yes. We found a way to do that. So the idea is that yes, you can absolutely go out and spend $200, $300 on a headset, and if that's the kind of gamer you are, then man, go for it. But if you want high quality audio, your voice to be represented equally, you want to still be able to hear everything that the other gamers are hearing, and you want to have that high quality audio experience, but you don't want to spend the money, then this is the headset. So we wanted to fight two big problems when we started this. One, the inequity of the voice representation that headsets are offering right now, and then two, we wanted to try to fight this economic barrier of entry into the gaming space. And I'll give a big shout out. You mentioned earlier DreamHack. I'll give a big shout out to DreamHack because they've started hosting things like Switch tournaments. That when you throw this headset onto a Switch, now there's a very very small entry, economic entry into the gaming space, and they're opening that and they're fighting that same battle. So big shout out to those guys for doing that and fighting that same economic barrier to entry battle in the gaming space. So that's why we do it. It's you don't see us on everything. You don't see us all over the big retail stores or hosting huge events like the other companies are. Spending a ton of money on affiliates, and I'll call you out and say you're not getting paid for this.
Yeah.
It's just because I think people probably should know that. You're a fan of the product, and I appreciate it. But we're not paying affiliates hundreds of thousands of dollars to get online and scream our praises. It's all organic and natural. And so if people want that experience, that authentic audio experience, then hey, they found it.
So I gotta ask Mike because we've been using the headset during our podcast, and we've been talking about the headset. So people been asking questions, right? So I do want to talk about the Aviga, obviously, but weren't ever using it, right? So currently, you guys have two different um, SKUs. You have the 3.5 millimeter jack, which is what I'm currently using now. You also have the USB A connection. I personally love the 3.5 millimeter jack because I can go back and forth between my PC and my controller. I like going back and forth. We have had a few people ask, "Hey, is there a wireless option? Is there a reason? I know there is. I know there is, right? But can we talk to the reason why there isn't a wireless option and why we have just the wired options right now?
Absolutely. So there's two reasons why. One is because if you look at our two purposes, they both collide there. So if we were to make the purpose of our headset affordable, which was absolutely a key part of our of the design, then we have to put a wire on it. A wireless headset requires a battery, it requires a radio, it requires a whole bunch of new components that add a great deal of expense. So it defeats one of the two purposes that we want. The other is we want to make sure that people have a high quality, equitable experience. So a lot of people don't know this, and maybe this is a fun fact for people, but someone with a wired headset actually has less delay in their audio than someone with a wireless headset. So
Yep.
if you are going to be into the competitive space, then those milliseconds start to add up, and a wired headset is going to offer you a near no delay situation when you're only dealing with 6 feet, where wireless is going to have a measurable milliseconds of delay, depending on whether or not you're going Bluetooth or RF.
I don't think a lot of people notice that when they're watching different like esports competitions. A lot of them are using wired headsets,
Wired.
right? And I know, like I said, the people who have been asking us about it, I'm like, dude, try this wired headset and then tell me that you need a wireless because you're especially like I play on console. I play with a controller a lot. Okay, but well, mouse and keyboard. No, I love controller, and so with my headset plugged into my controller, I'm still free. I can get up and I can walk away. I can leave my office. I can go into the kitchen. Um, so I guess it's my plea to those who, hey, I have to have a wireless headset. You number one, you need to try this wired headset because you're going to get all the benefits we talked about before, and then some. You're going to have a better connection, a better feel with this headset. B, I feel like I'm talking over you. Like, go ahead.
No, and then also you're not going to have to worry about batteries, battery life, charging.
But
You can
I
just
want to buy more AA batteries, Baron. I want to charge my
are
headset. I want to be in the middle of Black Ops 6 and my headset die.
no, well this and then honestly for what people miss out on is the connections. Like when you go to big events and whatnot for competitions, you can't always use Bluetooth. Like I've been on the stage at different arenas, and they do not allow Bluetooth because all the different cameras, all the different mics,
Hmm.
all the different connections, it'll actually mess up with your like people have had to swap out mouses and like they've had to switch equipment during the event because the connections are just interfering with each other. I'm not a tech junkie, so I'm probably using all the wrong terms, but I've watched these things happen in real time. And honestly, working with the because I have the 3.5 headphone jack as well. I've been using it with my handhelds.
The
I've been
ROG,
using it
those
with
are
my ROG
great
Ally.
headphones. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my ROG Ally, and it's just the beauty of being able to just go in, plug that bad boy in, and play and enjoy quality. Like that's been, and then once again this whole feature right as a dad, as a father, as somebody who has things to do, and if you're playing a multiplayer game and it's like, hold on, guys, I don't have to worry. Look, I don't have to worry if I'm muted.
You
I
know you're
am
muted.
muted.
Yeah.
I know I'm muted. And it's just and then okay, I don't think it's cheesy. I was actually really caught up with the court.
I wrote that in my
Um
review. I
yeah,
did. If you don't know, go to
I
lv1gaming.com. I did a written review of the headset, and like this thing feels really. I thought,
yeah,
am I going crazy talking about how this core feels good? Like, am
yeah,
I tripping? It feels really nice.
yes. So I have to say thank you guys for the quality of the court. As cheesy as that sounds, folks, When you feel it, you know, like this here. I'm not worried about this popping out. I'm not worried about this fraying.
Oh, it's
I'm
frame.
not worried about it breaking. I feel secure while using this. I mean, heck, to the point this is crossbody right now, and I feel perfectly fine. So that's a huge part. It's sturdy. I have a large head. I do not have. I wear buckets. If I was still wearing hats, I'd be wearing eights. Like this, I have a head and hair. The Aviga headset fits just fine. I wear this for hours on end. I'm sitting here, whether I'm remote working, whether I'm editing, whether I'm writing, whether I'm talking, whether I'm podcasting. You can go through the last few weeks of the podcast. You'll see me with this headset on. It's just, you forget it's there and you just get to work. And that's with all these things we need to get content out, with all the different stuff, it's great to not have to worry about whether or not my audio is going to be solid, whether or not my headphone is going to be properly connected, or whether it's going to fall apart, whether it's charged. It's all right there ready to go, and it's consistent.
I know this is gonna this turn into me and Baron just bouncing back and forth. Sorry, Mike, we're bragging about your company, right? Our apologies. One thing as well, we talked about the comfort, right? I typically almost always like, because I game for so long. I'm like, I'll play the first Descendants for like 17 hours without like stopping, and like I don't feel like like with this janky headset I had, this no name headset I had, right? I would feel like sore, like it would hurt coming off. Like I don't feel that, and my ears aren't sweating. I'm a big guy. I sweat
Yes.
a lot. But after a long gaming session, I don't feel sweaty. And I'll talk to that because number one, it's comfortable, and number two, I said it in my review as well. The durability, the price point is perfect, right? We're talking $60. People want to make sure that they're getting their $60 worth, right? So one of the things that I did, I have children that game. So the second week that I had the headset, here you go, praying to God that I would get it back. Because I don't want to have to call Mike and say, no, it's gone. I prayed. But I did. Each one, I have a 15-year-old and an 8-year-old, right? And the 8-year-old is the one, my little girl, right? Because she plays Roblox and she goes crazy, right? I just knew like she would put the thing to the test, right? So, yeah, I saw it a couple of times on the bedroom floor. Like I feel like I've heard it go against the wall a few times. There's been some falling happening while it was on, and it's still in perfect condition. Because for a lot of people, including myself, I don't care what I don't care if it was $2. I want $2 worth of whatever it is out of the thing that I bought, right? So not only are you getting this headset at an amazing price, right? It's underpriced. You know how things like in this world are overpriced. We're paying $16 for a carton of eggs, $14 for a gallon of milk. And I'm over exaggerating, but everything is overly priced. And I can wholeheartedly say, not because Mike is here, this headset is underpriced. When I got to DreamHack and I put the headset on, that's the first thing I was asked, how much is this headset? And I was like, oh yeah, this is $150, easy. And it blew my mind that it was 60, right? So if someone is paying $60, I thought, if when I did my written review at lv1gaming.com, I thought it was super important for me to make sure that you're gonna get your $60 worth. And if you got kids that are destructive like mine, you're gonna be okay. You're going to be okay.
And for me, that's always been my angle in this space, because I'm not the tech savvy guy, right? Like that's not at all who I am. But I'm a consumer, and I feel good about this purchase. You know what I mean? Like this headset I would highly recommend to anybody. Especially, I mean, it just, if you're gaming, I mean, I've played Valorant, Battlefield, I've played
Battlefield,
single player
yes
games. Yeah,
sir.
look, don't worry
You
about it.
and the six other people playing Battlefield. I hope y'all are having fun.
We're not here to do that. And then I've been playing Mafia 3. That's been the current thing. But my point is, a wide range of games from competitive to single player. This has been a sturdy quality experience. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. And that's my big sell point to anyone who's listening. Like there's no game where, if you got somebody creeping up on your left in Valorant, like you can, you know what I mean? Like it's all there. That
I don't play Valorant nor Battlefield. But you said like Call of Duty, like Black Ops 6 is around the corner. I'm really hoping, some people are not gonna be like me and be using earbuds when it's time for Black Ops 6, because I don't need to carry an entire team do a Black Ops. Mike, what do you play competitive shooters, Mike?
I do, but I'm always playing with my boys. So we made a rule early on in our house that if we're gonna play, I didn't want my kids just off to the side, always playing by themselves, buried in their bedrooms for hours and hours where I never saw them. So my wife, who I believe is an absolute angel, gave us permission to put up. We're console gamers, so we're not. Earlier you said, Mike, you're a gamer. But I'm not good, so I'm not a PC gamer. You know what I mean? So I stick with my Xbox, but back to that old man Logan. Started with my Atari, my NES, my PlayStation. There actually was a station before PlayStation 2. A lot of people probably don't know that. It's called PlayStation. That's it. But some of us had those. Back to the Xboxes with the red ring. I mean, we go back. But my wife is an angel because she allowed us to have 3 TVs in our family room, each with a set of consoles on them. So we always play together. I'll admit my boys are both better than I am, but yeah, we play Call of Duty. Got into Ghost Recon again lately. Just pulled up some old Ghost Recon. So we kind of pull some legacy titles every once in a while, and game with those.
So let me ask you this, Mike. We obviously we're talking about the Aviga, right? This headset.
Mhm.
When is this headset available to people? How can they purchase something? Like we talked about, we're not going to be big box, right? It's just word of mouth. People need to know where to go. When, where?
So they can go right to our website, and I don't know if you can post that somehow on this video, but it's
Put it right now.
avidproducts.com. All right. Avidproducts.com. There's a shop page. You will see as soon as you go to the page, you're going to see all the different industries we're in, which I think is a little bit of credibility for us. You're going to see healthcare. You're going to see education. Go to esports, and you'll see both of these, the 3.5 and the USB sitting right there. You can click on it, read about it, check out the specs if you want to, and then there's a shop button right up on the top. You can go to our audio store and purchase it, and we have a code that I'm sure you can give them as well. That if you refer them to that, then they'll get a little bit of a price break even down from the $60 it is, just because you referred them to us. So wanted to offer that. And then the other thing we're going to offer is a little bit crazy, and you don't even know this yet. So I thought it might be fun to reveal this. But if anybody purchases with your code between now and DreamHack, we would like to do a random drawing to get them into DreamHack at no cost. So they'd have to cover their
Oh,
own travel, but we'll cover their DreamHack ticket cost if they purchase from you. We'll enter them into a drawing. We'll give one of your followers that
You got
purchases
this
the
in
Aviga
Atlanta, right?
Atlanta.
All right.
That's right. So let's make it happen. Let's see if we can't get somebody to DreamHack for free.
that's what I'm talking about. See, folks, so get out there, use our code that Fame's gonna put up somewhere. It's
Promo
gonna
code
be a
level
code,
one gaming. There we go. I mean, I knew what it
right?
was, but I knew I was like put it right there. Like I'm Vanna White. Oh, what is she? What is Vanna White? Doesn't she like? Yeah. I mean, I'm not nowhere as pretty as Vanna White, but I think I can definitely pull it off. I really think I can. Mike, I do because we do a lot of different things with our content at Level One Gaming, right? And sometimes you got to just have those like point two moments, right? So I am. You don't know me. I don't know you. I'm walking through DreamHack and I see Avid sitting there. Right there's the Avid booth. Give me the reason why I need to be over there.
Because we're there with a purpose, and it's not just to sell headsets. We're there to make a difference. And people who stop by and see us, that's one of the first things they figure out is you guys aren't like other companies. You're not like the companies that are sitting here dropping 10 grand to an affiliate to send people over here or try to get people over here. If you see someone endorsing us, if you see somebody in our booth, it's because they want to be there. They want to either make a difference with the voice representation. They want to make a difference with the economic disadvantages that some people have facing them to keep them out of gaming. Some people love the fact that we're using environmentally friendly packaging without a bunch of fancy stuff on it, fully recyclable. So, it's there you go. It's
Yeah.
single color print. Earlier we mentioned that marketing falls under my area of responsibility, and that's a tough decision to say, do we want to make an environmentally friendly packaging or do we want to use something all fancy and glittery like everybody else? And we chose the environmental route because that fits with our core. And it's not just a punchline, it's truly a purpose. It's how we make decisions that we go to market with. And I think that's right there why people should come to Avid. Aside from the fact they're going to leave with a very high quality headset at an incredible price. And I will share this with you as a fun aside. We do sell into the education market, and you mentioned the durability. And so I thought I would show you just grabbing one off the shelf here. These things are nearly indestructible on the education side. So when
Oh
it
my
comes to
God.
durability,
I thought you were gonna
we,
snap
we
it when I
actually
saw it.
we actually have a lock on that durability side. We know what we're doing on how to make a headset not break.
I mean, you guys are in education, so I mean, you get a lot of children run your headset. And one thing we know, we're all parents here, right? Our children, they were born to break the things we buy.
Yes.
I think they were born to break the things we buy. Honestly,
That's
right?
fair.
Mike. I'm gonna be honest, man. I expected to hear a snap when you did that, and I was hurt. I was like, "You gonna break that headset on camera? This is unexpected. This is
Sorry
unexpected."
to disappoint you.
Listen, Mike, this has been absolutely amazing. I mean, first off, I really want to thank you for taking time and coming out and talking with us, man. I really, from the moment I went and found you guys' booth, and interesting enough, the last question I asked because the answer you gave was my experience, right? I kind of knew what the answer was going to be because I lived it, right? I left your booth and I called Baron.
Yeah. That's exactly how
I, I didn't call him about the other companies, right? I didn't call. No, I left and I called Barron about Avid, right? Because the feeling that I received from people who care about their product, from people who care about people, from people who you can feel the quality and the love put into this headset, and the reasoning behind what you guys are doing and why you guys are doing it is super important to me. I wish I could be this little black kid at 8, 9 years old and had the ability to afford a headset like this, right? So I know there are other children, and I really could. I say little black kids. I speak for myself, right? That can't afford to go out and buy that $200 headset. Mom can't afford that, right? But if we could tell, hey, mom, your son who probably has the potential to go out and win $1 million in a Fortnite competition, he would not be at a disadvantage. $60, and he would be on a level playing field with every other gamer there, right? Because we don't know the amount of people in the gaming space that we've lost from gaming because it is an expensive hobby. This
Yes.
is it's the most popular, thing, one of the most popular things in the world. Because gaming now, everyone seems to be a gamer now. At one point, it was kind of like taboo, like we were kind of like anime, you're nerds, everyone's gaming now, right? And so that's made gaming more expensive. Video games are now $70 a piece. Subscription services like Game Pass and PS Plus, they're getting higher and higher, right? The cost of controllers, the cost of consoles, everything is more expensive, right? That cost to entry, you don't get that in a lot of things in the gaming space, right? And if you do, it's for a very limited time. So the fact that this headset is here for the gamer for this price point and this quality, I just want to say thank you. I don't know if I've ever said that to you, but I want to say thank you because I know for a fact there's a kid somewhere, and I hope I can find them that can look and say, hey, mom couldn't get this one. Mom, I heard about this headset from this big head dude named Fame on YouTube, and he sung high praises of it. I believe him, and it's $60 versus $200. Can I get this headset? That's the people I am really hoping to make a difference with because you guys have really done something amazing, and I really want to do my best for free 99 to share with as many
Yeah.
people as possible because I believe in what you guys are doing. I believe in you, Mike. I believe in Avid. So again, for the free 99, I am singing the praises of this headset because you guys deserve it for what you're doing and what you created.
Well, I sure appreciate that. That means more than you know to hear that you appreciate and understand the mission. And I know our tagline, what we're supposed to say in interviews, is hear the difference. But I would say if you're at DreamHack, stop by and understand the difference.
Mm.
Realize that there's something more than just the audio waves coming out of this thing. However, I would be remiss if I didn't say that maybe that little kid doesn't just have to say, this big headed guy named Fame told me I like it. But what if they knew that it was also the official headset of the U.S. national esports team, as well as we just recently signed two professional esports teams that absolutely love this headset? So we actually, it's important to note, we are not targeting professional gamers with this headset. They're going to spend the $300. They've got the
Yeah.
endorsement sponsorships. We're targeting and we hope to make a difference to the people that do have kids that like the flip to mute microphone, the volume control on the back real quick. You know, it's the little stuff like that we're trying to make the everyday gamer, someone who can take a 3.5, plug it into their PC, go plug it into their PlayStation, go plug it into their Xbox, you know, whatever they need to do. But that's who we really are after. But the validation should come from, obviously, you know, personally, Fame, I think you might be the biggest validation we have. You know what I mean? But as a second tier, just know that we have the U.S. national team and two pro esports teams as well. So, you know,
Look, small note.
Listen,
should be noted.
Listen, make sure you guys check out the link is in the description down below. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, please head over to our YouTube. Head over to lv1gaming.com because this will be on our website. It will be on the YouTube. Link is in the description down below. Make sure you guys click the link. Use promo code LV1Gaming. $6 headset. You're going to get some money off of that, and I believe free shipping as well. Make sure you guys check it out. Mike, I want to thank you so much for taking time out and coming out and talking with me and Baron about the headset. And we look forward to continue talking about the AVIGA headset and what's next for the headset and for the brand moving forward. With all that said, you guys are freaking amazing. Hit that like button, subscribe if you have not. If you're one of our channel members, please hit the channel member button so you can use Fames and Baron's emotes to make us look silly during our podcast every Wednesday. With all that said, we're out of here. Peace.